What's up, guys? It's the next day. It's like 6 a.m. We're gonna try to open up these shades. I don't know how you open them. Here we go. We got some action. Here we go. We got some shade action going on. Look at these shades, dude. They go all the way up to the ceiling. Let's see what it looks like outside. Whoa, look how foggy it looks. Looks like snow. Man. Oh, it's kind of nice out. It feels like really cool outside. Let's see this house next door. It's got to be a $20 million house. The thing is like the size of a small mall. Now I gotta see if they have coffee. Do they have coffee? Yeah, here we go. I saw my wife get the Keurig stuff because I thought they had a Keurig, but they got the double whammy setup. Next door, they got stairways going up outside balconies. Guys, walking out to the beach, gonna check it out. You know why I like coming here? I like coming here because even though deep down I'm like, deep down I'm like, I need to be super smart with money and have as little coming in or little going out as possible so I can get the financial freedom. I gotta be honest, dude. This has always been the dream for me to be able to have a house like on a beach like this. Got the baby set up on the floor. There's actually a house near us where we live for sale on the beach, 4.9 million. But you know what that is now with the rates? With the rates, 4.9 million is $30,000 a month, dude. Think about that. If you know what I always like to think? I like to think like if someone said, you have $30,000 a month, where do you want to stay every single month? You know what I mean? Like if you think about it like that, it seems silly to get something and pay $30,000 a month. You had $30,000 every month, and you could do whatever you wanted with it. They're gonna go in the pool. I'm gonna hang out here and watch Martha Stewart. It's like I'm gonna watch Porsche Cars and Coffee. I was watching it already. It said Imperial something, Cars and Coffee. I was watching one that said like Imperial Moto or something, Cars and Coffee. But I'm gonna watch this one, Porsche. Oh yeah, this is the guy I watched last time. I like your channel, dude. I watch it sometimes. Awesome! These Porsche Cars and Coffee videos will instantly make you want to collect Porsches. You like that one? Oh, look at... Pink and purple. 914.
All these cars are done right.
997.2 GT3. I like the 997.1 GT3. It's one of my favorite cars. Here's that bonus room during the day with all the shades up. Check out this one next door, dude. Look at the landscaping in this house. Look, they got the propane flame. Look, I don't know if it's real propane or if it's, I think it just looks like it. You see the lantern light? It's got like a real flame in it. But look at the landscaping that they put in this thing. I saw when they were building it because I've been at this house once before, the one we're staying in. Yeah, look at this house, dude. You can't even really see it. It looks like something in the Hamptons or something. Guys, we're in the Porsche. We're actually headed back to our regular town because my son's got a basketball game today. And then we're coming back to the beach house. Here's for sale. I think it's like 6 million. And then the one next to it, this is 2.9 or 2.2 million. This one for sale. Guys, basketball's over. They won their game, which was really cool. They had a good game. And now we're at rowing. About to see, my other son's about to row right now in a single. As we made it to the rowing event, we're eating these bowls and we're waiting for the race to start. Guys, the rowing's done. My son did good. Check out this thing. Kind of cool. Futuristic. Son's buddy's car. It's pretty cool. His dad rebuilt everything on it. They got a bunch of cars. He's got like a tubbed out Ferrari. Guys, now we're heading back to the beach house. Guys, we got to the church. We're stopping off. We're gonna play basketball for a little bit. Oh, we got both balls? Nice. Guys, I'm the Lakers. What team are you?
Timberwolves.
Who's your starting lineup?
Anthony Edwards, Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, and Jaden McDaniels.
Alright. Guys.
Oh, wait, you're the commentator of your team, and I'm the commentator of your team.
Alright.
And you throw it up.
We finished playing basketball. We just got some food from the carryout. Now we're heading back to the house.
Yeah, he hopped in the air and caught it. Both feet left the air out, and then Jordy looked over to the bench, and they were all like, yeah.
It's back at the house. Heading out to the beach. Sun's setting. What is up, guys? Brand new day. There's a seagull in the pool. I'm just looking out here, see what it looks like. 7 a.m. Some coffee. 222, even though the time's wrong. Angel numbers. Baby with me. Sun's starting to come up. A little chilly outside today. I've just been watching Porsche videos, hanging out with the baby. My dream is to live on the beach. If you go back and you watch some of my old videos, like a year ago or something, there's like a day where I'm obsessed with, I'm thinking like, I'm gonna figure out how to make it happen. I was like writing it down on a piece of paper, like a sticky note every day, writing, get a beach house, find a beach house. But I don't want a beach house that's like a second home. I would like to have a life where you like live, like this is your daily life, like this is your backyard forever. You know what I mean? Not like a house like I go to once a month or something like that, or once every 6 months. Like I'm talking about like a house on the beach. But the only place near me that you can get it, the beaches are kind of sketchy insurance wise, unless you built like a fortress that was elevated. Talking for someone like me, something that's like completely out of reach. You're talking 10 million baseline probably, price wise. Well, you could find one actually. You could find like a smaller house probably. That's a real old one. You're gonna pay crazy amount of money in insurance, and it could flood for probably like 5 to 6 million. But still, with interest rates, dude, that's like $40,000 a month. It's insane. Guys, we're hanging out in the pool. We just walked down to the beach. Now we're gonna change and go play basketball or something. But no, like I've always wanted to have a beach house, you know, it was like a little dream. But I'll be honest with you, after renting places like this and staying in different places, you do realize, you know, like you can come here, you can rent it, you can enjoy it, and then you can leave. You don't have to pay the property taxes, you don't have to pay the insurance, you don't have to worry about how much the maintenance is going to cost to fix the pool heater because the guys left it on for a month straight with people renting the place. I'm just exaggerating, but you know what I mean. You can enjoy it and then leave and live your life. But if you had the kind of money where you were just trying to throw your, like, you know, you had insane amounts of wealth, then maybe something like this could be amazing, you know. But, or if you had it and you were renting it out and it's an asset and it's producing income for you, or the person who owns this one, they use it and they rent it. So they want it. Bless you. Bless you. They want it, you know, they want to have it. Like I want to have something like this, but they found a way to subsidize some of the cost. Maybe most of it, but I don't know. When you think about $11 million or whatever this house costs to build, and the lot and everything, you think that's a lot of renting to cover that and the ongoing costs. So people forget too, like the more you pay for a home, like my house is $2.2 million. I pay almost $24,000 a year in taxes. Here, rent it, enjoy it, and leave all the expenses behind. Now I gotta find a commercial industrial space I can rent so I can start getting cars. It's like, that was my dream too. That was my other dream. Greek yogurt with blackberries, coconut, shredded coconuts, protein granola. I'm making a mess because I'm doing it one-handed trying to film. Honey. Guys, now we're heading to the basketball courts. We're about to finish our game we were playing yesterday. I'm the Lakers, he's the Timberwolves. And what's the score right now? It's halftime.
65 to 62, you're winning.
65 to 62. Guys, we've arrived at the church. We have arrived at the courts. We're gonna keep our rivalry going. Guys, we finished playing basketball. I'm all sweaty, he's all sweaty. Phew. What did we play? 2 games? Well, we played 1 game, we finished 1 game. Lakers are moving on, and now we're playing knockout round. Who's in the knockout round?
New Orleans Pelicans and Timberwolves.
And Timberwolves, and it's 20 to 16. He's winning, and it's the first quarter. That's where we're gonna end it. We're gonna pick it back up later today or tomorrow. That style house, see that like beach style with the balcony up top? I love those, that kind. There's one up here on this street, Fur, that I really like a lot, but it's never for sale. I've had a few of these under contract. This gray one right here I've had under contract. This gray one with the brown top, you can't see it. Second house in. And we had this one under contract because I remember there was like a bar here, and at the time I was like freaking out because I thought we were gonna live here, and I was like, I don't know if I want to live right here with the bar. But it's just like a nice normal, like, it's like a nice town, like tourist people just at a bar. It was this yellow one right here. We had this under contract, and I backed out on it, and that's when I bought our house that we live in now. But this whole street has gotten redone since then. Look at this. Look at all these. Look. And then what I liked about it is the beach is right here, and then there's a path at the end of this road that goes along all these streets all the way down to like the public park and the convenience store and stuff. So you could walk, see that guy walking the path? So you could walk this path or run on it or whatever if you didn't want to go on the beach. Time I had that house under contract, it was around $2 million, and now that house sold. I think it sold again, or it's valued at 4 something right now. So it doubled since COVID times. This was like 2018, 19, I think. It's a really cool house inside. The kitchen countertops are like blue. They're like a blue oceany looking color. We're cruising down the little main street. We're looking for my wife's car. She's out here somewhere.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, we found it. We found the X7.
This place?
They're in that one of those stores, I think. I don't even think we can go in there, dude. We're all sweaty. Our hands are black. The turtle's eating pizza.
Beautiful blizzard.
Guys, I stopped off. I'm in a pizza shop, and I'm buying a t-shirt because I'm just gonna throw my shirt away. We met up with my wife. We found them, and now we're walking the streets. We're back on the streets. We're walking to get ice cream. New shirt on, but it's a medium. I got the wrong size. I look like I need to wear a bra. We made it to the ice cream shop. We're almost there. I'm running on fumes after basketball. Guys, we got ice cream at the ice cream shop. I got Butterfinger. They got Cookie Monster. And she got pecan or something. Coconut.
No.
This truck. High country. Guys, back at the house. About to head in. Chill for a little bit. Now I'm going to the pizza place to get pizza for us to eat, but now I'm wearing the shirt of the pizza place I'm going to. I got this shirt, so I'm gonna roll in there with the pizza shirt on like I work there. They're gonna be like, this guy's weird, dude. He really likes our pizza. He got the shirt and he's getting the pizza. We're in the Porsche Macan.
Comes out now with the lead down to some.
The 911 should be done tomorrow, so I gotta go get it and swap this with it. Swap the 911 with this. Starting to rain. Guys, I'm stopping off at the convenience store. I'm gonna go in here real quick, get some water, get some snacks and stuff. All right, let's go get the pizza. A little boring YouTube video. Thanks for watching the channel. You guys are probably like, why am I watching this guy's channel? I'm like, all right, now we're stopping off. We're gonna go get some antibiotics. I had posted the video about selling the Porsche. Someone left a comment. They said, dude, sell the Porsche and the truck. You get 200 grand. And then you could get something else. And I was thinking, I don't think I could get 200 grand. And then I started thinking, damn, dude, I never even thoroughly thought about it. If I sold the Porsche and the truck, I probably actually could get about 200 grand. I think I probably could. Maybe. I don't know. You think that, and then you go to sell, and then you can't get what you thought, you know, after it's all said and done. That's how it always seems, you know. But I was thinking, dude, 200 grand. I'm thinking, man, I almost just for fun for the channel, sell everything and freaking invest the money. I don't know. It's kind of enticing. All right, we're back here. Got the shirt on. About to go in there with the shirt on. The guy's gonna be like, man, this guy loves this place. I'm leaving the car on. Waiting for the pizza to be finished. I'm just chilling in here. All right, I got the pizza. I'm heading back to the house. We always come here and rent, like on trips and stuff. We've stayed at this house. We stayed at the blue one next to it. We've stayed in a lot of these houses, but the one that we're staying at now is definitely the all-time favorite. It's the second time we've stayed there. But the reason we're here now, kind of a weird date, like, you know, I just got back from Iceland and Thanksgiving just happened, is that we had this booked for the summer and something happened with the house. They were like renovating it or something happened with a storm. And so we kept trying to figure out dates we could come and there were no available dates. So it really was a week that we had, but it turned into a couple days because it was the only thing that we could use it for. And if we didn't use it, we'd lose it. So we were just like, let's just do it. So we actually have to drive back and forth to like the town we live in so we can do our normal stuff like basketball games and ballet and all kinds of stuff. This one's for sale right here. It doesn't have beach access though. There's like a house behind it, but you can see the beach from it, which is nice. But I was trying to figure out if it had a path, like its own little path. If it did, this house would be really, it'd be see the house behind it? I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if there's a path or not. It didn't look like there's a dedicated path for the house. And then this guy's got this little house here. I think it's someone still lives there. And this McMansion, dude. Well, not McMansion, this freaking mall. It's massive. And then you got this one, dude. Check this one out. This one is like probably the nicest one on the island. I made it back. Let me get the pizza and water. It was funny when I walked in the Pizza Social, the girl said, "Do you start work today?" So she really thought I was there to work. All right, guys, so we got Hawaiian, breadsticks or garlic knots, cheese, buffalo ranch, and meats. We're gonna eat pizza and watch Home Alone. All right, guys, I'm outside. It's night. Can't really see much, I don't think, on the camera. Got the baby with me. She's always with me. We're just doing everything together. Having a dance party. You could choose the DJ. What's up, guys? The next day, I'm making coffee. 6 a.m. Brand new day. I'm just walking out, check out the beach. There's some dolphins out there. I don't know if I get them on the camera or not. Alright guys, we just went in the pool, now we're hanging out. I'm with the baby, and my wife's about to go run. She's walking out to the beach right now. Alright guys, now we're at the beach. Just hanging out, it's the middle of the day. Alright, now we're playing football. Alright guys, now we're heading back down towards our town for the first basketball playoff game. So we got about an hour ride. Alright guys, basketball's over. They won their game. That was awesome. It was 44-42. It was a nail biter. It was a nail biter. How you feeling, dude?
Crazy.
Crazy good? He's got to feel good. That was like NBA Game 7. So we've got one more game left to win the whole thing. Are you excited for that? Oh yeah. Now we're heading back to the beach house.
This is game number 2 that he is missing with that Valley.
Alright guys, we made it back to the island. Now we're stopping off at the convenience store to get some water. We got a restaurant right here. We're in like another world. We're in a Miley Cyrus movie. Everything, all the pace just slowed down out here. I could live out here, honestly. What is up, guys? Brand new day. 6:30 a.m. We got Dunkin' Donuts delivered to the house for the kids because it's the last day here. We're leaving, about to check out. I was taking the trash out. So, you guys know originally I was really into real estate. I had all the single family rentals and stuff. Well, just, you know, it's December. I'm going through my taxes. I'm looking at everything. And I'm just remembering how efficient real estate is with taxes. And the reason why I wanted all those properties. Even if they had debt on them. But I'm going to get more into this in the videos. I know I talk about not liking debt. But I'm talking about debt, like consumer debt with high interest rates. Or like buying a car with a huge car payment. But maybe I'll get into a little bit more how you can leverage debt to capitalize on depreciation to lower your tax. You forget, like, there's two ways to get income. Like, taxes are like an invisible siphon off your income. So So it's like you can increase your income or you can figure out a way to mitigate taxes. So I'm going to get in this video a little bit about how this year, some things I'm doing last minute to possibly lower my tax bill. I'm not 100% sure if I'm doing this, but some of the things I am, some of the things I'm not. But I'm going to talk about all the different ideas, so I could give you some ideas, you know, if you're not aware of them, or just things you could do if you're a business owner that could help you lower your tax bill. It might be a little late this year to do them, but just for moving into the future, you know. The first thing you could do is, which I've never done any of these little things, because to me, when I was making, because honestly, I've been a little bit complacent when it comes to like tax savings. Once I got out of real estate, I always focused on the big ticket, big needle movers, like depreciation. I never really focused on the little tiny things where I'm like, oh, I could contribute $8,000 to an HSA account, and I could eliminate $500 in taxes. You know what I mean? But now I'm starting to think, you know what? I might as well, if I'm gonna pinch pennies, I might as well go all out. So this year, I am gonna do all these things. So the first one is you can create an HSA account, a healthcare savings account. Money you contribute to the HSA, if I don't fall in the pool, oh, it's 100% tax deductible. So you're gonna decrease your taxable income by the amount that you contribute. So you gotta look up the thresholds for married or single. But you and your spouse could each have an account, or you could have one account. So that's one thing you could do. So the next thing you could do if you're a business owner and you have no employees, which is the way I was structured years ago, like 2015, 16, 17. What I did was I had a SEP IRA, self-employed pension IRA, and you can contribute up to 25% of your W-2 income. That's the income you pay yourself through payroll, not the income you pay yourself. Damn, we got a German Shepherd. I don't know if you can see him, but that's the income you pay yourself through your W-2. So you got to take that into account. For example, like I'm a business owner, I pay myself a certain amount of money on a W-2, which you have to pay Social Security and Medicare taxes. So you want to take most of your income through distributions, depending on how your business is set up. So it's not your total amount. Like let's say I'm like, oh, I paid myself 300 grand. It's not 25% of that. It's 25% of what you paid yourself through a paycheck. So that can be beneficial. But keep in mind, if you have employees, you have to contribute 25% of your money, employer money, to their accounts also, if you're doing it to yourself. So I could be off on that. Look up all the stuff I'm telling you guys, because it's been a long time since I looked at this stuff. I'm just telling you this off the top of the dome. So if you have employees, this is what I may do this year, and you want to, like, you wonder why your employer gives you a 4% match. You know how you're like, man, I got a 401k, they give me a 4% match. They're giving you a 4% match because that's allowing the employer to max out his personal 401k so he can deduct his taxes. So he could either do a 4% match or a across-the-board 3% contribution. If it's a safe harbor 401k plan, there's two types. So I may open up a safe harbor 401k plan and contribute 3% to all the employee accounts, and then that'll allow me to put up to $23,000 in my 401k, and also employer owner 25% contribution to my personal account, to my personal 401k. So that could be another way that you could mitigate some taxes. To the HSA, let's say for example I contribute $8,550 for the family. That's tax deductible dollar for dollar. So if I'm in a 37% tax bracket, I'm saving $3,100 something in tax savings. You know what I mean? So these little things, they can add up. I got to stop thinking about, oh, it's minuscule, it's not worth it. It's not worth the time and energy to set it all up and manage it. But then I got to start thinking of the compounded value of the money, like $3,000 compounded over 20 years, or, you know, or that money compounded every single year in savings. For 10 years, that's 30 grand, and then compounded, what is the number? You get what I'm saying? So I got to get back to the way dude, I used to be so dialed in with the real estate. I was obsessed with real estate because I figured out that you can depreciate the property, or you can do a segregated cost analysis, I think it's called. And you can do like accelerated depreciation on multifamily. And like a single family house, you can depreciate the value of the home, not the land, over 27 and a half years. So let's say it's like the value of the home, not the land's 300 grand. You divide that across 27.5. That number per year you can deduct from your income. So there's tax savings there a lot. So back in the day, I was like, dude, I'm going to go get a bunch of houses. I'm going to try to not get too over leveraged. So I used to use the debt service coverage ratio. I'm like, I'm going to be 50-50, like 50-50, like a 50% down payment, or maybe a little less, like 60-40. So I'm not super over leveraged. Then I was going to be able to get more houses than I would have if I paid cash, all for the fact that I can get depreciation on each house. So when you add up the depreciation plus the house principal going up over time, plus the debt being paid down, plus the cash flow coming in, that's your internal rate of return. They call it an IRR. So the IRR over time would smoke most stocks, dividends, things like that. It's just that it's not passive. I mean, people say it's passive. Yeah, I had a property manager, but I had LLCs. I had a PO box. I had a parent LLC. I had an umbrella policy. You have a team of people. I have a real estate attorney. I have insurance people. I have a property manager. I have a CPA. At the end of the year, you got more P&Ls to do. So it's not the end of the world, but it definitely is more involved than just buying SCHD and chilling at a beach house. You know what I mean? So, but I started thinking, dude, I'm like kind of wanting to get back into that. So mainly for the tax benefits. When I started doing my taxes this year, I realized, I'm like, gosh, that was a major tax benefit. The other major tax benefit with real estate is that you can write your expenses off before you do your P&L, before you pay taxes on the income. So expenses for landscaping, paper towels for the office, you know, whatever it is that you're using. So, and then there's other things you could do, which I don't really play with vehicles and all this stuff, but if you want to do, it's called Section 179. You could do like get a vehicle gross weight rating over 6,000 pounds. You can deduct like a portion of the lease, or you can do mileage. 67 cents or something a mile is what it was. I don't know what it is now, but those are ways that you can also have additional deductions. But I need to get back into tax savings because, dude, every year, for example, if I'm in the 37% tax bracket. So, I mean, I really need to start getting into decreasing my taxes. I've always been the type where I'm like, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, which I've always done. But I've been lazy about it. There was things that I have the ability to do where I'm allowed to deduct certain things, and I haven't done it, or open specific accounts to have tax deductible contributions, and I've just not done it because I'm like, it's not enough. It's not worth it. You know, I'm paying $700,000 in taxes. I'm like, what's 3,000 gonna do? You know. But now, like with the YouTube channel, I can write off a portion of the expenses of the Porsche, because it's used for the channel. Even if the channel is not structured as an LLC or S Corp or anything at this point, it's just a sole proprietorship, you can still do that. The big one that I'm doing this year, which I don't want to do, and that's the reason I'm talking about it, is that, because I show you guys my stock account, this is the big one I'm doing, which is going to give me the biggest deduction, but it's also going to take a major hit to the stock account. But sometimes you have to separate the truth of the math and eliminate the emotion of the ego. For example, I have 1.7 million in the stock account. Okay, I have about 200 and some thousand in invoices. The way my supplier and I work is that we have these. I usually have an ongoing of like 9 to 10 invoices always there. I always pay one and just keep it rolling because we do really high volume and we do a lot of transactions. So, and like low price per product and a lot of sales. So what I'm getting at is this. So I have this ongoing like reel of invoices that I keep. And it's like, it's not a drag on the business really. I've done it for years and I could pay it off pretty much at any time. But most of that money for the invoices has been taken in distributions throughout the year. And I have enough to pay like almost all of them off. But I have to keep a certain amount of money in my business account, because if I go to zero, I don't have money to run like $10,000 a day Facebook ads. Do you see what I'm saying? So I have to keep the money in the account. So I have the money in the account where I could say, okay, I'm going to pay these invoices off and I'm going to deduct my taxable income by a lot. But instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sell. This is kind of like a double. This is something someone could do if they were a business owner or even just a regular person. So there's something called tax loss harvesting in stocks. So you sell your stocks. You can't go buy the same thing. You can't sell your stocks and capture and realize the loss. So you guys know that I've held SCHD for a while and my account's down like 4 some percent. Well, on a $1.7 million account, that's a decent amount of money. So for example, I have a $76,000 crypto gain. So I could wash that gain out basically by selling all of my stocks, and then I could switch to something different so it's not a wash. So for example, if you sell your stocks, all your stocks, and then I go and I buy SCHD right back before 31 days is up, it doesn't count. I don't get to write that loss off from the loss of the stocks. But if I switched to something that was different, like maybe I went to like VOO or SPMO, or maybe I just went to SGov, for 31 days, for 31 days, and if I wanted to get back in SCHD, then I could write off that loss. So what I might do is, in order to keep my business account healthy with the amount of money I need to have in it to have everything ongoing all the time like I do, what I might do is I'm going to sell my stocks. I'm not sure what I'm doing with the stocks yet. If I'm buying VOO or if I'm going to go buy a Starbucks. I don't... No. Well, I'm thinking about real estate a lot, dude, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I forget about the depreciation. You guys might see me go out and apply for some loans and get property again. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm getting back into taxes. I was so obsessed with taxes back in the day, and then I got lazy. So there is major benefits to real estate because of taxes. But what I'm saying is this. I'm going to give my business a loan of $200,000 or whatever it is for the invoices. I'm going to pay off all those invoices. So start the year fresh with 0 invoices due, which I never do. I always keep them. I just keep them. I don't do this. That's what I'm getting at. I don't do these smart little moves where I'm like saving money on taxes. And then I'm going to save 37% of $200 and some thousand in taxes. So in your mind, you're like, I'm losing the money from my stock account. It's gone. What if the stock account goes up 5%? It's 85 grand. Why wouldn't I just keep the money in there? But the thing is that if you're really going to be strategic and smart, you know that if you pay those invoices off and you decrease your income by that amount, it's a guaranteed 37% return. It's guaranteed. You know what I mean? I'm saving myself 37%. I'm not losing 300 grand because I have to add back in the tax savings. So it's, in the end, it's a smarter move. I'm eliminating debt in the business, invoices I owe, liabilities. I'm decreasing my taxes. Yes, I'm decreasing my personal stock account, but now I've given my business a loan, personal loan from me. And now as I pay back distributions, as I pay back the loan, those are also not taxed. So as I pay the loan back to myself and I take money back out over time to pay back that loan, that money's not taxed. So I'm not a CPA, dude. Everything I'm telling you, I have to check with my CPA. This is all just theory in my mind. Everything I'm saying could be totally dumb. So if you are a CPA, leave some comments and do not copy me, guys. If you're listening to me, talk to a certified CPA. This is not financial advice. I am literally just brainstorming. I might not do any of this, but I'm just talking. I just like thinking out loud. So that's something I might do, but that could be the biggest needle mover. That's the biggest lever I have to pull, is paying off those invoices before the end of the year, decreasing that taxable income by paying those liabilities, and then also capturing that loss on the stocks. So I may do that. I'm not sure yet. And then I may explore. I may not go straight back into the stocks right now. I might go to SGov, and I might start to actually explore some real estate opportunities. I have no clue. Everything's still high. The rates are high, but it might be worth exploring just to check it out, just to see. Because I used to love playing with the numbers with depreciation. Like if I would look at a property and I'd always look at the internal rate of return. Like I'd say, okay, the property produces $20,000 a year in cash flow, but it also gives me $6,700 in tax savings. And I'd add that on top, and I would always kind of account for that, which a lot of times it's easy to skip over the depreciation. But keep in mind, if you have a rental property and you sell it, you have to pay back the depreciation savings back. So that happened to me when I sold all my rentals. But keep that in mind too. But again, I'm not a CPA. I'm not an accountant. I'm a diesel mechanic. So make sure you do your own research. More trash out. Another thing is that if you're a business owner and you've been holding off on buying like equipment, or computers or whatever it is for your business. That's another thing you can do, like any kind of ordinary business expenses, you know, softwares, education for the employees, things like that. You could pay for it now before the end of the year. I would never advise taking a loan to decrease your taxes, but that is something. If you had access to a super low interest rate and you were in a high tax bracket, you know, as long as the interest rate's lower than and it wouldn't mess up cash flows, and you know, you have to be really strategic if you took a loan, but also if the interest rate is lower than your tax rate, it could be worth it. But also if you're using the money within the business for something that's going to create more money, and you're not just blowing money and taking a loan. I'm against debt. I'm not saying to go take a loan. I'm just saying that's weird strategic things you could do. You know, there are different strategies. Now, where are you going to go get a loan for 0 or 2% interest? You know what I mean? Keep in mind too, you could always give your employees bonuses. I'm doing that this year. I'm giving everybody a $2,000 bonus. You have charitable contributions that can deduct taxes up to a certain amount. Make sure you check all these things. Make sure you check anything I said, because like I said, I'm just spitting off the top of my head. I don't know. I gotta look everything up. These are just ideas I'm thinking about. I was going to bed thinking about it last night. So subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you guys. I wanted to add one last note, and that's that. You see me talking about all this stuff, taxes and mitigation, all this. Now think of all the mental gymnastics you're constantly playing doing this. 1, 2, well, actually most of this stuff, once you set it up, it's okay. But 2, sometimes the savings isn't worth the stress. For me, that's the way it was. So you can see why eventually what happened was I almost hit a stage of burnout because I was so obsessed with taxes and all this stuff, and taking from Paul to pay Peter and making sure Paul gets paid back, and you know, all these mental gymnastics you're playing to make things work. That's how you guys see over the time. That's how you watch the channel and you see me talk about, I just buy dividends. I don't even have an IRA. No, I can't have an IRA because I can have a backdoor IRA, but I don't have a regular Roth IRA because of, dude, this car's dirty. We got to clean it. They went to like an outside festival or something. That's why it's so dirty. But what I'm saying is, you see how eventually I just said, I'm just buying dividend stocks. I'm just adding to this one ETF, keeping it simple, and I'm enjoying my life. And I'm going to work on the business, and I'm just going to make as much as I can. But then when it came to tax time, and it's like, it's time to actually like calculate everything, I'm like, oh my gosh, again, $350K going in taxes, you know? And I'm like, I got to figure out a way. I got to get smart. So then I thought, you know what? I might go back to the real estate strategy. I might go back to the tax savings, but this time manage it in a way that, like I do my business, where it's optimized for peace of mind and simplicity.